End times. Legendary bandit loose in the building tonight.
Today, the members of the Science and Security Board moved the hands of the doomsday clock forward. We moved the clock forward the closest it has ever been to midnight. 90 seconds.
Weapons forming, but they not prospering. He preparing that table, they gotta watch you win. Tug of war with that flesh. Y'all was cool, now you ops again. Fight the good fight, don't let it box you in. Breath of life, let his spirit be your oxygen. He went away to send it, cause he knew the hearts of men. The spirit telling me not to switch. Put my hand to the plow, I ain't dropped it since. Atomic bulletins, nuclear scientists. All of them weapons only gon' bring us close to where Zion is. At first they won't try to hear. Now they see it and they get the message loud and clear. When you got inner peace, they want you out of here. If you a speaker, they wanna blast you. You a pioneer. Now that the whole world watching the minute hand, repent or perish. If you hearing this, it's still a chance. We looking ancient again. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Let's make an amends. Was a slave to the sin that was caging us in. Who dealt us this wicked hand? No way you could win. Becoming dangerous men to try to pay for the rent. In the gutter, you get one strike, straight to the pen. In they heart is deceit, on they faces a grin. We need solid brothers and sisters, not occasional friends. It's time we racing against the 70th week. Wait for the prince. Still studying the major prophets. We found the truth and the way they hit it made it obvious. Would you look at the time? In with the truth, out with the lies. We got 90 seconds until the show begins. Peace to the laborers, pay them homage. In Hamashiach, it ain't nothing that you can't accomplish. Asking his name, you gon' receive it. He made a promise. You have not, cause you ask not, or ask amiss. The intercessor, he not a genie that grants your wish. You don't forgive, should he forgive you of your past offense? Go forgive your brother and come ask again. He knows your inner thoughts, so you can't pretend. Look, they say we only got 90 seconds. Apply the pressure, you know time is precious. Straightforward and unashamed with this gospel message. Repent, Messiah's coming, though many may not accept it. We about to cross the line, where the lights is off and the cars decline. Where the food is scarce and water is hard to find. And talking like how we talking ain't authorized. This your moment, Jacob, you been called to rise. The furnace of affliction melted the shackles away. Your transgressions are forgotten, get back in your place. You broke the laws, but I'm greeting you with open arms. The prodigal son, I'm proud of you, son. From a slave to a priest, look how far that you come. Yeah, well done is what we trying to hear. We got 90 seconds until we out of here.
We got 90 seconds until we out of here. Man, telling the truth. Time is winding down. Time is winding down. So, here we are again. A little longer than I wanted to be, but it is what it is. Have to move when the spirit say move. Not when my flesh. Wish I could follow that all my life. Following the spirit and not the flesh. That would be a beautiful thing. But anyway, to prevent any disruption or interruption of this message,
Power off.
I'm gonna turn everything off except what thus saith the Lord. Shepherd King back here with my people, hoping that I can convey a message that can be seen, heard, moved upon from what thus saith the Lord. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Just imagine right here in this book, I hold the universe in my hand. Imagine that. Truth and reality. That's going to be the message titled today, Truth and Reality. the State of the Union, because there's a message about to come forth later on today called the State of the Union Address, given by the office of the President of the United States of America, to tell you the State of the Union. And I just thought I would get ahead of them lies, because this child of the devil is going to come before you smiling with a crooked smile, lying as they always do, deceiving the people, gonna tell you the economy is improving or growing, unemployment is at a all-time low. Same old rhetoric, pretty much, what they all have said, all his predecessors send you the same message, sell you this pipe dream about how the country is succeeding and how good they are doing. But they're doing so good, but the national debt keeps going up, wow. Just to even think about it, this, and if you happen to listen to it, just listen to the same rhetoric, same lies, same BS that they all have put out before. Like I said, and the country is in debt. The State of your Union couldn't be good if you got to borrow $1.7 trillion to keep your government from going under for another year. But you're going to sit here before the people and tell them how good you're doing, and you only have enough money to run your government for 1 year. And in this book of truth, it says the borrower is a slave to the lender. So before you address the people in the State of your Union and tell the people these lies that, how good you're doing, who is you borrowing this money from? Who have you enslaved your country and your people to? Who did you borrow that money from to enslave this country? Can y'all see the hypocrisy and the falsehood and all of this? Can you see it? Can you see it? Because it don't make no sense to me. If you're doing so well and everything is everything, and like I said, all of you have said the same thing, but the debt, national debt just keeps climbing. So that makes you guys a bunch of liars, which is what you are and always have been anyway. See, the truth of the matter is, and this is for Israel, my people, the truth of the matter is, you are in a war. We are in a war, and nobody wants to really ascertain or comprehend that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to really listen and understand that we are in a war. We are under the curses, and we are in a war. And I'm gonna explain that to you a little better here in a second. But I just want you to understand, and my teachers and so many before me have conveyed this to us. But at some time, some point, we're gonna have to understand that. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And I want you to when anybody that hears this message and looks at this message, I want you to, when you look at that man tonight, or that base man, let me not leave out that adjective, that descriptive word, that base man. When you look at that man tonight, that's gonna come with these fake smiles, telling you all this bullshit, because that's basically what it's gonna be, a bunch of rhetoric. When you look at that man tonight, this is what you must understand. This is for the sons and daughters of Jacob. This is our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, speaking to us. And this is what you must understand. When you see this base man, this wicked man, and all those that sit there when he tell these lies and applaud and act like he's, telling you the truth, and they cheering him on, they devils too. You better know that. All the government trying to deceive the people. You're a liar. You are of your father, the devil. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. And his works you shall and will and have been doing. Period. But Israel, listen. This is the Lord speaking. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness. He's speaking to our ancestors. But this is going to come all the way up into right now. The truth and the reality. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. See, we wouldn't be wanting for anything if our forefathers had served our God with a gladness of heart and with joyfulness, which is, man, I can serve him like that today. Glad, joyful, because he made me to understand, to see the error in my ways. See, this book here, this truth in this book. See, I can relate to it in everything about it, from the beginning to the end. It has intertwined itself in my life. I have compared the happenstance in my life with it. You understand? What the prophet said, what Paul said. I can relate to it. I can relate to when Yahweh said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I can relate to Paul when he said, "Oh, wretched man that I am, who can save me? That which I want." I can relate to it all. That which I want to do, I don't do, and that which I don't want to do, it's real. It's true. You understand? It's a fact. I can relate to, you will find me when you seek me diligently with your whole heart. I can relate to, if me and my Father are one, and if you seeking me, and if you in my presence, and if you're doing what I say, we will come and sup with you and put more of us into your mind. More understanding, more wisdom, more sight, more ability to hear when I speak. This is real, man. This is very real. And I don't know. Like I said, I'll be nervous about doing this, and God forgive me. But I give you all glory, all honor, all praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to the Christ, written in here as Jesus. Forgive me for not honoring you from the beginning. To my teachers, Israel's Church, Gathering of Christ Church, and the brothers of GMS, my teachers. To my teacher at Israel's Church. It's a very humbling experience when your teacher It's a very humbling experience when your teacher opens the door, speaks upon you. It's a very humbling experience. And it also makes a man or a woman, I suppose, know that they have to tighten up their ship. Because now I'm not only representing the Most High, myself, but I'm also representing Him who poured into me. I'm honored and very humble. Thank you. Thank you for being a servant of the Lord. Thank you for being available for me to learn. You and your family. I'm truly honored and humble. Thank you. And with that being said, Deuteronomy 28, verse 47, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Thine enemies. Thine enemies will be given a State of the Union address this evening. Listen about your enemies. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. Now he didn't yoke our necks, he yoked our ancestors' necks with that yoke of iron. When he brought them over here on them ships. Put yokes on their neck. Go look at the pictures. The pictures they trying to wipe out of history. Not just to wipe them out of history, but they want to wipe us out of history too. I'm gonna get to that. It says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. See, we didn't understand English when they first brought us over here. They had to teach us that. They killed off the Hebrew we were speaking. They killed off the elders that were speaking Hebrew. And then they taught us this language, the language that we would not understand. And some of us don't understand it today. That's why they can speak and speak over your heads. Because you don't understand the words that they're using, but they understand. Just like tonight. The words and the subliminal message. See, when Satan is coming, He likes to, he'll let you know that he's coming. He'll put it out there. You know what I'm saying? But he does it in a subliminal manner, because he's the cunning beast that he is. You know what I'm saying? But he'll let you know he coming. You understand? He'll let you know. And that's the white devils and Israelite devils, the so-called white Esau devils and the Israelite traitor devils. They let you know Satan operate the same no matter what skin he may be in. The spirit is gonna be the same. That's how he operates. That's how you learn how to recognize him. Be not ignorant of him and his devices. But I tell you what though, it would be better that a millstone was tied around your neck than to mess with one of these children. I promise you. But anyway, put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until they have destroyed thee. The Lord will bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, and as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. These people have been fierce, man. Fierce against us, and still are. The sad part about it is they turned us into being fierce against ourselves. Wow. We're in a war. We are in a war. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, though. They're mighty. Mighty. We're going to get to that. Operative word, being mighty. Mighty. There's no power that can stand against the weapons of our warfare. We holding that up. These base men, they can't do nothing with us if we hearken unto our God. They know it. That's why they keep so much confusion going. They know. It's been written, a house divided cannot stand. I'm going to get to that too. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. They went all over, we scattered all over the earth. We was over here in this part of the country, the northern kingdom, over here in this part of the country. And they came and they took the cattle. They took the fruit, they took the land, they destroyed the North American Indians and the ones down in South America too. Under the guise of exploration first, but they knew who they was coming to look for. The Lord just told you, he said, I'm going to send a nation against you and they're going to come from afar. Truth. And then you see the reality of it. But anyway, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. Everything. When they set us free, so-called, when they just took us out of the slavery, the bondage of slavery, and then they began to enslave our minds. You know, they didn't give us nothing. They took you from the physical slavery and just kept you in the slavery and the bondage of your mind. And as long as if you don't know who you are, and if you don't know whose you are, and if you don't understand truth, you'll never get to reality, and you'll always be a slave-minded and a sheep that gets led to slaughter. Always. It's inevitable. And it says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high fenced walls come down wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. We was over there in Jerusalem. We had our land, not just that little space. In the beginning, when we first came out of all 12 tribes, we had a vast, the most beautiful land on the planet. It's desert now, cause the wrong people own it. But at the same time, the Lord said what he was going to do. He says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. Let me go back to 52. And all He shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all the land which the Lord thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thine sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. Now this is back, like I said, this has been going on and on for millennium, you know. But when they came into Jerusalem in 70 AD, you know, they encamped and enclosed around them. And lo and behold, history says the reality of it is they were eating their own children. And this is what this beast, this base man, that's going to address his state of the union, because this is not our union. This is, you know, this ain't ours. We are slaves here, pilgrims here. This is not our land. We can't claim nothing. That's why it makes me so angry when I see my brothers, because they have gained a few materialistic things, and they have a little bit of worthless money, that they seem to think that they have arrived, or that they're somebody. If a piece of paper or a piece of metal or a piece of clothing is what it takes for you to believe that you are somebody, then oh, you are so lost, man. But we trying to wake you up though, so you can come out of her. And her delicacies are going to lead you into the pit of fire, man. My sisters and my brothers, you make a grave mistake. It's all vanity. Nothing more, nothing less. And it ain't, eternally it cannot benefit you. Temporarily, it'll benefit you here, but we ain't living on a temporal basis. Life is not temporal. When you go to the grave, it ain't over. It's just starting, actually. Because you got to wake up. It's going to either be a second life or a second death. And even the second death is eternal. You got to suffer eternally. Think about it. It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. We've been eating ourselves up. How we been doing that? Because this beast, this Confederate, and people like to call these people the elite. There's nothing elite about them. They are referred to in this book as base and wicked. And the reality of it is, the truth and reality of it is, that's what they have shown themselves to be. Base and wicked. The state of your union is abominable. But you're going to get up tonight and smile and get applause. And only a devil is going to applaud. Only a devil is going to approve. And only a devil is going to believe that mess you getting ready to be talking about, spewing out into the atmosphere. Them lies you getting ready to tell. Wow. But anyway, we've been eating ourselves up for a long time. Not physically, but spiritually. Physically too. Because these beasts, the biggest drug dealers in the world, used my brothers and my sisters to eat up our neighborhoods. with their substances, with their pharmakia, devouring each other. My little brothers out here now, my sisters out here now, devouring each other, disrespectful, killing each other to gain a worthless piece of paper, a temporal satisfaction so you can enjoy the fruits of Babylon for a season. Truth and reality, man. What lenses are you seeing it through? So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, whereas thine enemies shall distress thee in all the gates. See, when this devil get up there and speak to you tonight and try to tell everybody, make everybody think everything is all right, he know he getting ready to distress thee, Israel. He know that. He know what his handlers are planning to do. Them very people he borrowed $1.7 trillion from. He know what they up to. He know. But he getting ready to lie to you in this state of the union. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Just truth. And then when you look out into our society, to our community, this is what you see. Reality. Truth and reality. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. We've been distressed, man. And this is what you seeing taking place. We in distress. But we don't believe we in distress, because, we might have a nice shiny car, some nice pair of shoes on. We don't believe we're in distress. We think we all right. Which that's what they want you to think and believe. That you okay. I'm here to tell you. You're not okay. And it's not going to be okay. This very beast that's going to stand before and address his union, they're the only ones that's going to applaud. We ain't got nothing to clap about. We see you, Mr. Biden. We see you. It is written. We see you. And it says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful God. It says the Lord thy God, but he is glorious and he is fearful. But you don't have to be fearful if you're being obedient. Your enemies have to fear then, not you. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be scared if we being obedient and adhering to our God and the laws of this book. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Man, this was 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. You want to talk about long continuance? Here we are. Truth and reality. Long continuance. This was about 4,000 years ago. When the laws of this book were written, given unto Moses. You want to talk about long suffering and long continuance? Woo-hoo. Man, listen. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Look at us, man. The Lord has allowed these beasts to give us all these diseases. They followed their plan to the T. They done everything the Lord said they was going to do. Truth and reality. And they still carrying out their plan. But we finna put a niche in it, though. They on their last leg. Make sure you tell your people that in your State of the Union address tonight, Mr. Biden. Your union almost up. Real talk. It says, and ye shall be left in few in number, whereas ye hold on. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven, for multitude, because we were from that one man, Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob and his 12 sons, which are the 12 tribes, which are our fathers. That's how a tree does. A tree, you get one seed, plant that tree, it grows, and all the seeds fall off of that tree, and they scatter, and they grow, just from one tree, man. And they become many. That's what we done. But now, we seem like we're, because we're scattered everywhere. We're all over the earth, man. Just like the truth said it was going to be. It became a reality. Come on now. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you. Truth and reality. Aren't we a destroyed people? The most destroyed on the planet. But that too is about to change. Our captivity is turning. Mr. Biden them know that. That's why they're doing the things they're doing. They're in desperation mode now. Still ain't gonna save you though. You still gotta go. And you're going. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest. When have we been able to rest, man? How can you rest when you got base men and you're under their rule and they can handle you any kind of way they want to handle you? Do unto you anything they want to do when they want to do it and get away with it. How can you truly rest? We haven't been able to. Like I said, they allowed you to accumulate some material things, You just a high-priced slave. You don't even know it. Same thing. The slave quarters just cost more now. And you can wear a little finer clothing. You ain't got to wear his hand-me-downs unless you want to. You can go to the Goodwill, which I done got some good stuff out of Goodwill. I ain't too ashamed to say that. It is what it is. But nevertheless, the point is that I'm trying to make here is, like he said, The Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. That's why some of us saying we Muslims, we Christians, wood, stone. Truth, reality. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. If any man can say that he's happy under these conditions, then you really don't have any idea of the truth and the reality of the situation. You can't see. You can't hear. You blind. I think they call you mute. Deaf, dumb, and blind. And you don't even know it. Imagine that. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. No. You know, this has been a reality. That's the truth. And we've been living in the reality of the truth. Now it's our own. Since the last time I got on this front of this camera, naturally some bullshit gonna come out with Biden and what they uncovered. You know, always some confusion with these people, man. Always some confusion in their union, in their kingdom, man. Always. Always. Always some distress, especially against us. But now they get these house niggas, which we have a whole lot of them. No matter how they try to disguise themselves. We see you, house nigga. But they get these house niggas to kill another one of our brothers. Now, to the spiritual eye, you know, that's, you know, look, man, that's telling you, you ain't safe, man. That's telling you, look. And thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. There used to be a time when our people could at least be in our community, and we ain't had to worry about each other, hurting each other, harming each other. We looked out for each other, and you better not come up in there clowning, white, whatever. White, even they knew. Even Esau knew, no, we ain't going up in there. We'll wait till we catch one of them out here by themselves, like the cowards that they are. But we ain't going up in there and cause no problems. Back in the 30s, 40s, you know, but by the time when I was growing up, we wish you would. We wish you would. And I grew up around Mafia. And they knew not to come around where we was, and we knew not to go where they was. That was just out of respect, and you know, some things you just don't do. We ain't them Italian people, they a different kind of evil. You get in with that group there, that's really, really, you know, blood in, blood out. So we knew, no, we ain't messing with y'all. And they ain't come mess with us. Everybody minded their business. We had a mutual respect. But now, we can't even go in our we already got an enemy, which is the government. But now our enemy is, as Christ said, as Yahweh Shai said, a man's enemies are going to be those of his own household. Truth and reality. We can't even be safe to roam the streets with black cops now. We got to look at them sideways. We can't trust them. Truth and reality. It says, in the morning thou shalt say, would God it were evening, and at evening thou shalt say, would God it were morning. It don't matter what time, we just, please let this go. I can't get no peace unless I'm asleep. Hurry it up. Just in distress. That's why so much drug addiction and, just so much filth going on in our neighborhoods, because people trying to escape the reality, the truth, and the reality. This shit is fucked up. Period. And you refuse to come back to our God and to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. So you're going to stay in this state until you do so. Period. Ain't no other way around it. No one else can save you. Nothing else can save you except Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be his name, Yahweh. His kingdom come, his will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. But who's going to be the initiators of that? Who has to be? His people. He punished us, chastised us, but he's still our God. And he said he was going to save us through Yahweh Shai, Christ, Jesus, as he is written in here. Our God. And it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, which is bondage. You're going to be slaves again. Which it seems like our whole existence behind our obedience, we have been slaves. We have not been able to enjoy rulership. Because our God does not play, man. And what he done for us, for our ancestors, and even what he's doing for us now, because it's only, only by his grace and mercy that we have not been consumed, because we are a wicked bunch, man. A disobedient, disheartening, wicked bunch who won't understand the blood of Christ, who won't understand the consequences of disobedience, who won't understand the time is running out, who won't understand the severity of this punishment that's coming, who won't see truth and reality. A disobedient bunch, wicked bunch, no different than this base man and his kingdom, fitting right on in with it, and gonna suffer the destruction that it's gonna that's coming to it. Clueless to truth and reality. And what makes your heart grieve about that is because the Lord said he was going to give you over into a reprobate mind. A mind that can't understand, comprehend. Wicked mind. And if you one of those, shame on you. It's going to be better for ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be more better for them wicked ass LBGTers than it is for you. Imagine that. Can it get any worse? Obviously so. That's what the truth said. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. See, the Lord was speaking to them back then through the prophets. And the ones that he brought out of Egypt the first time, they were able to hear his voice in the mountains. He gave them just to, and that's why I say we are a stubborn, disobedient, stiff-necked people, man. Because our Father's seen much more glory than we seen. Now you have to, we have to go off the words of the prophets, of the disciples, of the apostles. And as Yahweh Shai said, he said he's going to send the comforter to you. If the comforter has not rested upon you, you can't even comprehend what I'm saying. Carnal mind can't understand spiritual things, nor does it want to its own detriment. You are being warned. You have been being warned for quite some time. All this thing is culminating into an end. And I know without this word, my heart probably would have failed me. Or my anger won, because just my normal fiber looks at this shit that's going on in this world and says, ugh. Makes me want to vomit. Let alone to see it from a holy perspective and how the Creator and the Father and Yahweh Shai to see this from their eyes, man. You people have no clue about the wrath of God. He trying to show you. I've been telling you, watch the weather. He done saturated California up real good. It was dry. It's wet now. It's about to start slipping and sliding. Just had a 7.8 over there in Turkey. Now you can start watching the skies. Because y'all think this is a joke. It's about to prove itself not to be. Real talk. But start looking in the skies now. Because the truth is here. Reality is he's going to bring the truth into fruition and make it a reality to you. He been doing it. But you have eyes and see not. You have ears and you hear not. To your own detriment. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. You ain't coming out of this except by the power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. You ain't getting out of this. You ain't getting out of this union that we in. No man shall buy you. They gonna torture you. They gonna deprive you. They gonna have you in the poor states. They gonna kill you. They gonna murder you. They gonna rape you and rob you. But they ain't no other man gonna be able to get you out of this. Except that man named Yahweh Shai, that man named Christ, that man they called Jesus. And he ain't coming back as a man. That's the only thing gonna save you. And when he come back, he's gonna be a destroyer. He warning you. He told you this is what it's gonna be when you see these signs, when you see this, when you know what I'm saying. We seeing them, but y'all not seeing them. Y'all don't understand the reality of it. You seeing it, but you just think it's happenstance. It was written. So, we are in a warfare here. And your enemy is going to speak tonight. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God. Mighty through Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And if you don't believe you're in a war, anytime a people will put a yoke around your neck, anytime a people will rape your woman, sodomize your men, throw your babies to alligators, hang you in trees, set up a system that everywhere you try to advance to yourself in and take your people to, to take care of your family, just to do the normal things that, a man wants to do, is take care of his family and carry his seed on into, however long the Lord allows for it to go forth. But a certain demographic of people has set up a system that a certain demographic of people, we gonna put roadblocks in front of them. They can't get loans, and if they do, they're astronomically high interest rates on them. We don't want you moving in our neighborhoods. We don't want you to go to our schools. Our medical department is going to put all kind of diseases into your bodies under the guise of you can't go to school unless you get this, or you can't do this, When you're born, when your immune system is the highest and the best that it could be, if your mother, she ate right, took care of herself right, there's no other better defense against bacteria and viruses than the breast from your mother's milk. But we want to take this child fresh out of the womb and put things in his body, in their bodies, that our mad scientists have studied over the years and know the destruction of these things and knows what it's going to cause. Oh, this enemy, Mr. Biden, tell them how calculating you guys are in your plan to annihilate God's people. When you address that State of the Union, be sure to tell them that, which I know you ain't. That's why I'm telling them. All of these things are acts of war, people. We're going to put them in the worst neighborhoods, and we will not allow them to see green grass and smell the flowers, the wildflowers growing. We won't allow them to see that. We're going to hoard them up into these little projects and places where we can keep an eye on them, and we'll have our watchdogs make sure they stay in their place. Those are acts of war. Tell the Israelite community, Mr. Biden, that we in a war. Because maybe they might believe you if you tell them. Maybe they might believe this truth and reality if you tell them, because they damn sure ain't believing us telling them. Tell them, Mr. Biden, that your people, along with these people right here, we're going to go to Psalms 83. That you, Mr. Biden, and these people here, Psalms 83, tell them when you give this State of the Union address tonight, Mr. Biden, you tell these people, man. Tell these people this, Mr. Biden. Tell them, sir. Please. I know you ain't going to tell them. That's why I'm telling them. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Tell the State of the Union. Tell them that you hate Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Tell them that you are an enemy of God. Tell them the truth, Mr. Biden. Tell them that you are an enemy of our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Tell them in your State of the Union address, Mr. Biden. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Tell them y'all have taken crafty counsel against God's people, Mr. Biden. Tell them that in your State of the Union address, sir. Tell them the truth and the reality, man. Don't get out there and tell no lie. Y'all bold anyway. Satan always bold when he's being cunning and hiding himself. Don't come out there smiling, acting like everything all right, Mr. Biden, in your State of the Union. Don't say your economy is good when I just seen eggs for $8 and some change for $12 a dozen eggs. Don't tell them that, Mr. Biden. Don't come out telling no lie. Y'all allowed that balloon to fly over here from China. Stop telling these people a lie that you and China are enemies and y'all having, man. Look, people. Y'all been up and down that white coast, that west coast and that east coast, man. Y'all see all these Chinamen, these Asians, businesses, running businesses, in the schools. And y'all gonna believe that these people are enemies? Really? That balloon, that's a sign, people. That was a sign. Satan does things because he's arrogant and he's proud. Some more confusion. There's a balloon over there, this, that, and the other. Man, come on, man. The truth and the reality. Here it is. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Have they not done that? The nation of Israel. We're not a nation anymore. There's some imposters claiming to be. There's 12 tribes in the nation of Israel. And we're about to become one nation. But there were 12 tribes. We're not a nation anymore. Said, let us cut them off from being a people. We ain't even know we was a people until the Lord started turning our captivity. Now we know. Now we know. For they have consulted together with one consent. They, who is they? Who is they? He getting ready to tell you. I promise you, one of them days is that same balloon that was floating over the United States that the witchcraft, sorcery media keep trying to keep you guys confused, get you guys worried. Mr. Biden, tell these people the truth, man. Because if you don't tell them the truth gonna come down on them. Just like it's gonna come down on you. And his name is Yahweh Shah. Glory. The tabernacles of Edom. Ooh, they the ones, huh? They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So all these people are confederate against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our God, the children in the nation of Israel's God. These people have consulted. Edom, that's you, Mr. Biden, and your Roman Empire. Y'all consulted against our God and his people, man. Tell the State of the Union that. Speak that in the State of the Union address, man. Don't come telling no fabricated lies, man. Don't give these people no false hope. Tell them your union about to be destroyed. And it is. By this very God that you consulting against and his people. Tick tock. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Confederate. That's a conglomerate of people with the same idea and the same agenda. Edom, who else? Ishmael, Moab, the Hagarenes. I could just stop right there. Ishmael, Moab, the Hagarenes. If I've learned from my teachers correctly, Moab, I think you them Chinese people. But just to further iterate, and for my people not to be concerned about this Chinese balloon that flew over the nation, to let you know that, these people aren't enemies, man. They're not enemies. They are a confederate, and they are out to get the Lord and his people. Truth. And you seeing the reality of it. The truth is right here in the book. It's telling you, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. So who they trying to get rid of? True Israel. They ain't trying to get rid of the synagogue of Satan. Them that say they are, but are not. Them the ones that's trying to brew this cesspool of a world. Them the one that's behind this cesspool of the world. This is the ones are behind. You can't turn on the TV without seeing some abominations. You can't send your kids to school without them trying to force abominations down their throat. Really? Tell them, Mr. Biden, that your union is in the state of abomination. Destined for destruction. For consulting against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of the world. The worlds. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Tell them the truth, man. Tell them that your coward ass is going to run down and go jump in a bunker if you be around while they get destroyed and annihilated. Tell them the truth, man, that you don't care nothing about them. That you about to put apparatus and write in the law apparatus. Y'all about to crash the banking system and put in an apparatus so they can't even eat. Tell them the truth, man. If they don't allow y'all to put this thing in their mind, y'all already set up the infrastructure with this last BS. And if you don't think that the world leaders are in on all this, and go back in 2020 and see which one of them world governments didn't comply with this. So you can know that they all part of this confederate to destroy God and his people and anybody else that get in their way and don't comply with their bullshit. With their wickedness. Y'all truly don't understand truth and reality. But everybody gonna understand in just a little while. Everybody gonna understand. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra real quick, chapter 16. This is in the Apocrypha. And this is verse 1. Babylon, which is the leaders of this wicked world and cesspool of a world that we live in, the Roman Empire, the one that Mr. Biden gonna be representing tonight in his State of the Union address. But who he say, Babylon and Asia, woe unto thee. That's second. I ain't got to say no more. So that little balloon, that little fiasco, that little deceptive ass bullshit that they pulled in, with that running over there, people don't believe the hype, man. These people in cahoots together. And if you don't believe it, to think back in 2020 when it started in Asia, and then it came over to here. They became the forerunner of it. They in cahoots together, man. Tell them the truth, Mr. Biden, man. You either tell them the truth now, or they gonna get the reality of the truth later, which is y'all in trouble. Period. For the sake of time, I'm gonna leave this be for now. But there's more, so much more, so much more. So much more. Father, thank you for allowing me to convey this message. Let it fall on hearing ears and seeing eyes. Let your spirit give it increase, that the people may see and understand what's really going on, the truth and the reality. Avenge us of our enemies and yours, Father. Avenge us of our enemies. Protect your people, the ones that's seeking you and trying their best to obey and walk circumspectly and upright before you. Protect us all, Father. Protect my teachers at Israel's church, Gathering of Christ Church, and the elders and apostles of GMS, under attack right now by these wolves in sheep's clothing. Protect them, Father. None of us could really even, they were your front runners and forerunners to lead us into all truth that you used. And these vipers are coming against them. Anything wrong that they say or not teaching, correct it, Father. Those are your men. And these novices have the nerve. But that'll be in the future message, if you allow it to be so. But thank you for allowing me to convey your message, your truth, and your reality. Thank you for guiding and protecting me, having mercy on me, a sinner, saved by grace, and grateful, so grateful. Guide and protect myself also. Destroy any enemy that may come against those who are seeking you in spirit and truth. To my family, and I'm talking about my family on these YouTube streets, because they are my family, my teachers, my brothers and sisters, Kingdom 12 Music, Jazzy Israel, your vocalists, praising you, Sister Chloe, Sister Hannah, Brother Sean. These people are my family. They with me all day. More so than my blood family. Protect them also. My teachers. Protect them. My family. I'd like to thank each and every one of them, because you are just that, my family. And I appreciate you. I pray these things in Yahweh Shai's name. Amen.